You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. Yeah, it's lit in the Chop Shop. Turn your dials up in the drop top. They ain't based to debate, but they keep it fact straight. Going 30 for 30. Let's do a first take on Facebook Live from 12 to 2. Rob Hatter and Jim Hicks going back and forth like Carter Ray, Skip Bayless, and Stephen Smith. From on the court, off the court, straight to the field. Not a man that steals, but I made it steal. To the octagon where I fight to kill. We go face to face, then you write your will. I don't play tennis, but I bring the racket. I'm on the floor, I attack the basket. Put you in the casket when I'm overlapping. Never showing mercy, cause I'm always snapping. Never showing mercy when I'm in the arena. Step into the ring, you see me as I beat him. Step into the court, I'm never backing down. Killing competition, I'm smacking down. Let me get back to the other stuff at the Chop Shop, cause they cutting up. It's Retro coming to you live to the Chop Shop. Now let's turn it up. Yeah, we in the Chop Shop, man. Shout out to Jim Hicks and Rob Hatter. You can catch the Chop Shop live from 12 to 2 on Facebook Live. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. Live from 12 to 2 on Facebook Live. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop.
H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim, the Cheat Sheet Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world. Jimmy, and we're broadcasting simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook. I'm seeing this lit up on YouTube. It's lit up on let me talk this. Hold up, Jimmy. It's Women Rock Wednesday, and the women are in the building. I saw Anissa. I saw Madonna. I saw Wendy. I saw Tyandra. I saw Trina Mouton, Nicole Harris, Madonna Johnson. Hey, it's Women Rock Wednesday, Jimmy, and these women are in full effect today. But Jimmy, I got a Women Rock Wednesday thing I want to share with y'all, and then I get back to my normal. Jimmy, at the NFL Combine, which is held, all of my office and everybody up there except me, because I got some things to do here. But that's where the whole NFL converged, like the NBA All-Star Game or the Summer League, where in NFL whole offices, everybody in New York, they come to Indianapolis. Okay, for they're having the owners meetings, the coaches meetings, the agents meetings, and then they come to test the guys, their vitals, how high they jump, all that. The meat market, Jimmy, walking around in the little tight pants, and they go, but Jimmy, something unique happened last year, and they continued it this year. It's the second annual Women of the NFL Combine happy hour was held yesterday from 7 to 10. Jimmy, the women of the NFL Combine. You know, Jimmy, it used to be a time, I've been going up there for 30 years. It wasn't no women up there. But now, Jimmy, we got women agents, women executives, women sports writers, more women sports writers, more women that work for the teams and stuff like that. And at this particular happy hour, y'all, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that got a unique situation. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have Bruce Arians is the head coach, but they got African American offensive coordinator, African American defensive coordinator, special teams guy, Byron Leftwich. Is the offensive coordinator. I forgot who the defensive coordinator. Y'all can pray. But it's a very liberal, very, very fast-forward thinking organization. Jimmy, they went in there and saw what those women were doing. They picked up the tab, Jimbo. They picked, and now I'm gonna give that's a picture of them. It's black and white women. I got a picture of them on the screen. I think it's Women Rock Wednesday. Young women, if you want to break into, these are powerful women behind the scenes in the NFL that are working. They're up at the combine for a whole week working. A shout out to those women and a shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jimmy. They came in and foot the tab. Jimmy, they came out and bought the bar for them, Jimmy. You follow me? I mean, a great justice. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But and Jimmy, yesterday, when I was going through my soliloquy yesterday, in the beginning, I said something about the Rockets, and you know that triggers you. And you didn't give me a chance to talk about, but I'm glad you didn't, because it saves it for Women Rock Wednesday. You know, I talked about Bradley Beal. You know, I was talking about the connections with Kobe and the magnificent feats that happened that night afterwards. I talked, once I mentioned James Harden, PJ Tucker, you just went crazy. But Jimmy, you stopped me because Oregon's basketball player Sabrina Ionescu, who met Kobe a few years back, when Kobe brought his daughter to the USC game to play against Oregon. Sabrina, Jimmy, is one of the best basketball players in the women's college game, Jimmy. And guess what? She spoke at the celebration. Flew up to Palo Alto, San Francisco suburbs. And she made it in time to meet the game. And Jimmy, and play the game against Stanford. Jimmy, all she did is make history. In that game, Jimmy, Sabrina Ionescu, she had 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists in that game. But Jimmy, this was significant. She became the first player in NCAA history with 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 1,000 assists for a career. And she did that all on 2/24. Jimmy, and ladies and gentlemen, her jersey number is 20. Kobe's jersey number is 24. Gigi's jersey number is 2. Incredible. That was the other thing that I wanted to bring you, the connection with Kobe from a special day from yesterday. But it's Women Rock Wednesday. Shout out to her. Now, Jimmy, thank you for letting me get that in. What you got today? Because I know.
We got something new for you guys. I want to go before we get into Women Rock Wednesday.
Okay.
And we got a couple of surprises for you guys, especially if you love girls sports. We're going to quench your thirst shortly. But first, we have something new on the Chop Shop that we're going to start acknowledging and with you guys. And that after each day, at the top of the show, as we are right now, we're going to provide you with the winners from the previous day of who had the most takes in the Boom Boom Room. So we have the analytics in the feed that can provide who makes the most statements.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
And so
It's
starting today. Now what you can do, just for the hell of it, Adam,
okay.
we'll share with you guys where we're gonna get the 4 winners or the 5 winners from yesterday. Since we had a starting 5 that we'll give you at the top of the hour.
Okay.
On the back 9, but we'll give you guys the winners. The most, remember, these following people had the most comments in the Boom Boom Room on yesterday. That would be on Tuesday afternoon. Clarence Harris had the most. Clarence Harris had 52 separate comments in the Boom Boom Room.
Right.
Melvin Dews had 49 separate comments in the Boom Boom Room. Believe it or not, Robert Hatter had 45 comments in the Boom Boom Room. But Hatter and myself,
we excluded.
We'll be excluded from these totals every day. We're gonna at the top of the show, we're gonna start acknowledging who has the most comments. Shout out, see you, Andrew Holcomb.
Yeah.
Now, Doug Jones had 37 comments. Kevin Freightman had 37 comments. And Herb Baker had 36 comments. So those 5 would be Clarence Harris, Melvin Dews, Doug Jones, Kevin Freightman, and Herb Baker rounds out. Those are remember, these are something new. And it's just something fun. That way you can see at the most engagement, who was engaged the most on the previous day. So today, we'll be keeping tab, and on tomorrow at the top of the show, we're going to acknowledge.
And Jimmy, guess what? We don't keep tab. It's a form of analytics that's built into this software we're using. It's bringing it up. Jimmy, it even have the buzzwords of what the words we say. We said the word THAT, that, and THEY, day, more than any word in the feed. I mean, they call it phrases, the most phrases you use. I mean, it's just, man, it's unbelievable. The analytics. Kevin Freightman, did you call Kevin Freightman won the day before, Jimmy? But we weren't talking about it then. Kevin Freightman has been one of the leaders in this thing. So, but man, it's just fun. We're going to play with it. We got this new technology. Hey, the Houston Rockets, we're going to have so many analytics. The Houston Rockets going to want to bring all of us to the game one time. So y'all keep it up. Just keep it up, baby. It's all good.
Yeah, and so speaking of, now, once again, shout out to all you guys. Todd Barley, I see you down there in Beaumont, Texas. Now, and Rodney Rashard, Clarence Harris, speaking of him, he's on there. Anissa says, did y'all see somebody ask who paid for her flight?
I didn't see that.
Get to and from the memorial.
I didn't see that.
An alleged NCAA violation.
I didn't see that.
I mean, think.
Hey,
remember,
Jim, that flight, Jimmy.
Didn't know.
Jimmy.
She rode a private jet.
I don't think she was on a jet. She came through the regular airport. They showed her coming through the regular. Her and another person on their team. They came through the. I saw that part. She came through the regular airport though. Jimmy, it's 45 minutes away. That's like a Southwest flight from here to San Antonio.
That's not the issue. Somebody said that's a great question.
Yeah,
that's a valid question. And you know what they're going to do? That means somebody's going to go. And the thing about it, somebody had to put the credit card up because nobody buys plane tickets with cash anymore. So that's you know what? Reason I said, because I mean, you don't like playing that race card way that early, and that's sentimental. And it should be an exemption or an exception. But guess what? Kobe Bryant. Remember now, he was a very affiliated. His former agent is over the Lakers.
Yeah.
Now, if this girl ends up signing with Scott, of course, Rob Pelinka.
No, Scott Burris. No, don't work for it. No. That's different.
No. I'm saying it's a connection though. There's a connection between Palinka and Scott
But
Boras.
Scott Burrett is a baseball agent.
Oh, okay, he's a baseball
Yeah,
only?
baseball
Okay,
agent only
okay. Well, anybody that Rob Palinka is affiliated with,
affiliated with. Oh
if
yeah.
this girl signs with that,
Oh yeah.
then that could be,
Yeah.
understand, if the agent that comes in second place in that recruitment of this young lady, which she's probably already narrowed it down to maybe one A and one B on who she's going with. She's probably going to. You're right. She's probably going to be the number one pick in the WNBA draft because nothing more. First of all, she has the resume.
And I think her folks got a little bread too, Jimmy.
Oh, absolutely, folks got a little bread, but people just want to know, okay, who bought the ticket? You know, and sometimes, a lot of times, white folks say, "How dare you ask that?" They clutch their pearls on something like that. But then if she was black, they want to know who bought this girl's ticket. So that's fair game. I understand that, fair game.
Jimmy, and let me tell you, I don't mean to interrupt, but Melvin Dews, I know we're going to miss this one, but thank you, Melvin Dews. I was going to bring it up, Jimmy. Jimmy, did you see what was happening on eBay last night?
Not last night, no.
People were attempting to sell the memorabilia from the funeral. Jimmy, $3,000 because they gave you a pen. You can a lapel pin. They gave you a ticket and a T-shirt. Jimmy, it was up there. I think they was getting pulling up the bids were up to $5,000 on eBay last night. But I think they're gonna have an attempt. I think Melvin said it's an attempt by eBay. They gonna pull the sale of that stuff. Jimmy, them folks was getting it in last night on eBay, man. $3,000.
I can believe that. I didn't see it. I definitely can believe that.
Thank you,
Now,
Mel.
I want to provide you guys, speaking of Women Rock Wins, before we get into some other stuff, last night, we have another surprise for you guys. We're going to supply you with some of the results from the girls' playoffs.
Okay.
Which took place. The quarterfinals was Monday and Tuesday in Region 3. And those quarterfinal games, we'll start with Class 4A. We'll start with the 4A. And the 4A, as I'm talking,
Jimmy, I didn't. This is what I got right here. I didn't get the other.
You got them all together. Just scroll to. Okay, we'll scroll from 6A then.
Yeah, that's all I got. I must have missed something.
That's all you got out of was that?
That's all I got.
Oh man.
That's all I got. But keep talking. Go to 6A. Let me see. Yeah, you did something after I got off the phone. Yeah.
Read those off. Read those scores off and those 6A results.
Yeah, go.
While I go up in here and go fishing and get you.
No, I got them.
Okay.
I got them. You just gonna read that out. I'm gonna put them up. Okay. Go with 6A first.
There we go. But we over here popping willies on the chop shop. Look at that thing looking good. Now, Ridge Point 69-63 over Cy-Fair. Clear Springs 41-35 over Pearland. Cy Creek 104-65 over the Heights. And the Heights this was their best season ever. That's the school formerly known as Reagan. And the Heights went 2 rounds deep. But the number one, the heavily favored Cy Creek Cougars were just a little bit too much for them. Now, Summer Creek beat Beaumont United 70-60. So this sets up the regional tournament. These are only 4 teams left in Region 3. And it will take place Friday at the Merrill Center in Katy. 6 p.m., Ridge Point will play Clear Springs. How about that? At 7:30, Cy Creek versus Summer Creek. And this is a rematch. Summer Creek and Cy Creek are the top 2 teams on paper. For many folk, that's the championship. Whoever wins that game will be the favorite on Saturday at 1 p.m. You guys know I'm from the northeast side. You guys know that Summer Creek is located on the East Belt on the East Beltway 8. And I'm rocking with Summer Creek on this. I'm not against Cy Creek. I'm just rocking with Summer Creek.
Guess
I
what?
like
I'm gonna rock with Side Creek then.
you know, and it's one of those things where I because I personally know one of the young ladies who's the star of Summer Creek,
And guess what,
and
Jimmy?
that's
I personally know one of the stars of Side Creek.
what's going down.
Yeah, it's going
I'm
down.
going out, and I'm talking about Malin Wilkinson.
And I'm talking about
Malin,
Kendall Hunter.
okay, it's going down, and I'm gonna tell you something. Guess who works out? Who's a personal workout person? Dwayne the Legend Rogers. This is his protege girl, and you know what? When you see her play,
guess who work out? Guess who work out? Guess who work out my girl?
who that?
Teddy Wheeler. Nah.
So you comparing Teddy Wheeler to?
Yeah. And I'm talking about the teaching part. Teddy Wheeler got a high major son at Georgia. He done put a high major point guard into a Power 5 conference. Now, how about that?
Now, I'm telling you guys right now, Summer Creek wins this game. If Malin, if the big girl from Summer Creek is not in foul trouble, and if Malin can bring 25 points to the table, if Malin gets 25 and the big girl not in foul trouble, Summer Creek wins this game.
And if my auntie had a beard, she'd be my uncle.
Okay. Your auntie gonna be standing up on Friday night, and that was gonna happen. See, here's the thing: in all playoffs, every year, somebody that you didn't see that was a top seed goes down.
Oh, Jimmy,
it happens all the time.
Jimmy, can I interrupt you? I'm sorry. Kendall Hunter, hold on. Kendall Hunter also works out with John Lucas too. Now top that.
Dude. John Lucas is at work in the middle of his season right now. John Lucas is in just left at Los Angeles this morning.
I had to go there.
Remember now, I'm telling you, I call this right here.
Okay, you call.
I watched the play. Sure, Side Creek girls, they beat the snot out of Summer Creek earlier this year. But if I was there, and I saw how they beat them, how they won. The coach from Summer Creek had just remember, Summer Creek is the defending Region 3 champ. They went to state last year. So this space is no unfamiliar territory for Summer Creek. It just, when they played Side Creek earlier this year in the championship game of the McDonald's Texas Invitational, it appeared that first, Summer Creek's coach, some games it can be personal, and some coaches you see they're getting their feelings.
Yeah, you always talking about personal.
You're not able to think right. I think she wanted to whoop Side Creek so bad that it just got and it consumed with some of the decision. I mean, and bottom line, once I'm talking about for the relativity of keeping the game manageable, keeping it close. Once Summer Creek extended that lead past 15. Then it was no coming back. You wasn't going to chip that back down. But they made a run. They meaning Summer Creek. Malin at that point came off the bench because it was, and obviously they had some stuff going on with Summer Creek because of the fact that your leading scorer now, she came off the bench. It wasn't like an Eric Gordon situation where when Eric Gordon first got to the Rockies, he said, no, I want to come off the bench because he was chasing the 6-man award. There's no 6-woman award in high school basketball. It probably needs to be one, but there's not one. So now Malin is in the starting lineup. She also has committed to her college. She's going to Trinity Valley College, was one of the top JUCO programs in the country. So that means now she's not she's not stat chasing. She's not trying to impress the next coach now. Now it can focus on team.
Man, look, them girls don't be stat chasing.
I mean, it has happened. That's part of it's human nature. When you don't have it, or you don't have the offers on the table.
Why can't you say she's playing better?
What, dude? She was coming off the bench, and she wasn't happy about coming off the bench at the beginning of the season.
You sure know a lot of these folk business over here.
Because I know the young lady. I know her parents. Went to high school with her mom and dad, Cashmere High School. Larry Wilkerson and Terry Miller. She's the matriarch of Miller and Sons Record Service in Houston. I mean, so that's Jukebox's daughter. Everybody knows Jukebox on the North Side.
I don't know no jukebox because I don't go on the North Side.
Hey, I'm saying everybody on the North Side. If you're over what 45 years old, you know Jukebox. You know the Millers. Certain families are fixtures in certain communities, and on the Northeast Side, certain families like as far as the Cashmere, people knew the Potts, the Parks, the Scales, the Millers, the Hamptons, the McKelveys. These are families that went on through that, and everybody knows those.
Okay.
Of course, you got the Hickmans. Everybody knows those families.
I'm glad. Hey, y'all know them from that side. We got people from all over the world on this Facebook feed now. Is we gonna go to the next girl? I got them queued up.
Yeah.
I got them queued up.
I was going through to give you time.
No, dude, I've been ready.
There you go.
Who you want to go? 4-8?
The 5-8.
We want to go 5-8? Okay.
Now we got 5-8.
Let me click a button for you.
For the results from last night, College Station beat Rudder 70-53. Shadow Creek over Foster 55-49. Cedar Park beats Magnolia West 62-40. Hightower over Manville. That's a two district foes meet up again for the third time. 65-52. Hightower advances, and now you have your Region 3 tournament will be held this weekend at the Campbell Center. 6 p.m. on Friday. College Station plays Shadow Creek, followed by Cedar Park versus Hightower. So how about this? You have a Shadow Creek and Hightower girls advanced all the way to the regional tournament. They both came first and second in district play. The Hightower and Shadow Creek girls, they could very well meet up in the championship game Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Campbell Center.
Wow.
And ain't that something? So think about this. Now Shadow Creek moves on the 6A next year. This is their last lap in the 5A ranks for at least for 2 years. That's for certain. And the way they're building houses and communities out in that part of town, I don't think Shadow Creek will be coming back down to 5A anytime soon. Now, these games, once again, these are girls' playoff results. We go to the 4A ranks now.
Oh, hold on. Let me click that button on you, homeboy. Let me click that button on you. Keep on talking. Watch this. You in there, baby.
Yeah, and these are the 4A. Fairfield over China Spring, 61-33. Yates, 95-55 over Brazosport. Rusk, I'll tell you something about Rusk in a minute. 68-66 over Gatesville. Hardin Jefferson, 63. West Orange Stark, 41. And the Final Four is set for Region 3 Class 4A tournament at Sam Houston State University, located in Huntsville, Texas. At 6:15 on Friday, Fairfield will take on Yates. That will be followed by, at 8 o'clock, Rusk versus Hardin Jefferson. And the championship game will be Saturday at 1 p.m. Rusk, Alan, Rusk, I don't know if they still have it, but you guys on the Boom Boom Room definitely can help. Did used to be home of the state mental hospital.
Hey man, come on, man.
The crazy house. They called it back in the day.
Come on, man.
The crazy house was in Rusk, Texas. These are girls' playoff results, and I just now, speaking of Yates and Hardin Jefferson, they're both in the regional tournament on the girls' side. Check this out though. Yates plays Hardin Jefferson. Yates and Hardin Jefferson, they will be playing on Thursday
Wait a
at
minute. Hold up,
6 p.m.
Jimmy. Yates girls good too.
Yates girls went to the regional tournament in 2018. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, it's I'm liking. Reason I brought this up, guys, is for you guys to understand. A lot of these teams out here are advancing girls and boys. But once again, Yates and Hardin Jefferson would play Thursday at 6 p.m. on the boys' side at Kingwood Park. Remember, I told you guys yesterday, this is one of the reasons, and I left this reason out. And I gave you several reasons why Greg Wise, the head coach of Jack Gates boys, why he flipped for Thursday. He was going to flip for Thursday anyway, but he exceptionally wanted this one because of the fact that he knew that the girls could possibly win that game in which they beat Brazosport by 40.
I got
They were favored, and he figured the girls won, they were going to be playing Friday night. That way, the girls now gets a chance to come support the boys.
Okay.
And the boys get a chance to go and support the girls. Let me tell you, this time of the year, there's no better way to go and create a good gumbo of cohesive student spirit, school spirit, is if when one can support the other during their playoff runs. So we mentioned Hightower, boys and girls. The girls are already there. Will the boys take care of business?
Alfio said how to everything at JY is good, good, good. Good, good, good. I like that, Jimmy. I like that.
I mean, and Kevin Freeman says, Humble ISD will have extra security at Kingwood Park. I was just informed.
For what?
What do you call extra security? What do you call extra? First of all, each team that comes with two of their own. So Yates is going to have two of their own that come. That's their personal, you pay them to travel to help you with the travel detail. Well, of course, Hardin Jefferson is going to have two of their own at least. So that's four. And of course, the school is going to have two at least on duty. That's six. So you're saying it's going to be 10 or more police officers at this game. I'm just curious. Do they think, why? Why, Kevin Frank? Why would they have?
Who playing at this game again, Jimmy?
Yates and Hardin Jefferson.
Oh. The girls?
No, boys. The boys. We're talking boys now.
Oh, the boys game. Okay.
Thursday, 6 p.m.
Yeah. Well, you probably, yeah.
Both of these schools played at this location, the Kingwood Park. It's a neutral location, and both played here last year. Remember I told you.
Jimmy, the key word was Kingwood. Kingwood.
But they played last year as part of a doubleheader at this same location. Remember, Yates and Hardin Jefferson were both here at this site.
Did you see what Keisha White said?
No.
We never started no SHIT.
Who is we?
Who is we, Keisha? Keisha got to be from Yates.
Which school?
With Keisha.
Hardin Jefferson?
Keisha.
No, Keisha might be from Rusk.
No, Keisha. Get him, Keisha. Get him, Keisha.
It's never been, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at Roger Felder. It's never been a problem. That's what I'm saying. If both teams, that means they had four teams played last year. Yates played somebody and Hardin Jefferson played Fur. I can't remember who Yates' opponents was in that doubleheader 1 year ago. Hey. Okay, and that was no problem.
Hey, Jim.
No problem.
Jim, I love the Yates people, man. You can tell Roderick is a Yates person. He said, it's never been a problem. That's some BS. Keep on, y'all. I love it. You can't be messing with Yates now.
And Chris Gary's on the YouTube feed. He says, Yates girls is not about to let the boys outdo.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I like that.
I haven't seen Yates girls play this year. Somebody that has, and then some of our basketball aficionados in the boom boom room. Do you think that Yates girls who's the favorite in this 4A tournament of these four remaining schools?
Jim.
Fairfield, Yates, Rusk, and Hardin
And
Jefferson.
Jimmy, Keisha, she put it up there. Keisha, look, I'm gonna click it on the screen. Keisha said JY all day in capital letters. Thank you, Keisha. She from Third Ward High. That was Mark Brooks said. Boy, I'm loving this. I'm loving this today.
And so now, of course, boys action, guys.
Okay.
From last night, there were a lot of results. I mean, a lot of games played last night in the 4A ranks. Lamarck beats Fur 90-62. Right. Hardin Jefferson beats Shepherd 58-50. Lamarck will now play Lumberton, who beat Tarkington 50-26. Right. Also in 4A games of note, North Forest falls to Brazosport 74-66. Brazosport will now play Silsby, who won 68-54. That game will take place, Silsby and Brazosport, Friday, 7 p.m. at Channelview High School. Right? Also, how about Booker T. Washington? Got to give a shout out to Coach Grayson.
Yeah.
He opened his doors, hosted the middle school city championship this past weekend, and guess what they do? He goes in their first playoff game. Booker T. Washington beats West Columbia 82-80. So Booker T. Washington, guess what?
What classification they in?
4A.
Wow. Okay.
Then Booker T. Washington's in the district with Yates.
Oh.
Booker T came in third.
Okay.
In the district. So, and North Forest came in second in that district. So check this out. Huffman Hargrave, right, played Hampshire Fournette. The final score, get this, y'all, 32-30 last night. This is boys basketball now. So Hampshire Fournette was a 4th seed who beat the number 1 seed. So Booker T. Washington got to play Hampshire Fournette now, who's a 4th seed. Booker T supposed to beat Hampshire Fournette. That means Booker T can go to this 3rd round. 3rd round. And you know, so you got to root for things like that. For Booker T. Washington, speaking of, talking boys playoffs from last night. Some other results, we move up to the 5A ranks, right? And Nederland beat Galveston Ball 41-40, a nail biter. Okay. I warned you guys yesterday, Galveston Ball not bad. Nederland, I thought that Nederland with difference maker would be Hayden Hefner in that game, but 41-40. That means the game was in the 30s during the closing moments of the 4th quarter for it to be 41-40. But Nederland will now play Shadow Creek.
Jimmy, what you in 5A now?
5A.
Let me, I think I got a little 5A action I can put up there. Hold up.
Yeah, how to give us something. Come on now, we got to pop Willis.
I got a little visual up there.
Yeah, we're in that court.
That's one. Let me see. You were talking about which. Let me move our name out the bottom, off the bottom, so we can. That might not be the 5A you're talking about. Hold up. I got another 5A right there for you. Hey, I got another. That's Shadow Creek. Now continue to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you guys, make sure you share the show if you hadn't done so to your timelines and to your friends. We're talking high school boys basketball right now in the Chop Shop. We're recapping some of the action from last night, Region 3. And to our good friends over in DFW, San Antonio, in the ASAC area, you know what? I promise you, if you share with us some of the results from there and with some notes, we can talk and incorporate you guys and show love to those parts of the state as well. No problem. We want to do this.
Yes.
Because as we grow together, this is not, understand, the Chop Shop is viewed nationwide, actually worldwide. But as far as people understanding and the fabric of a lot of things that we talk about, as far as in amateur sports, we're not going to limit ourselves to just Houston, but this is where we're based. And I know you guys on there, so we got to give the people what they want in that aspect. But if somebody wants something else, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And of course, Trey says Trey, your Galveston Ball team lost. They lost by 1. You're right. And Clarence Harris said everybody beat Reagan back in the day. No, Clarence Harris, not everybody. That was Reagan, as most schools had an era where they had some pretty good teams. Back in the early '80s, they had a spurt when they were pretty good, and then later on, when you had Willie Bird and going to the '90s, Willie Bird, they was pretty good then. It wasn't a state championship team, but Reagan, Paul Banks, back in the early '80s. You go look up that name in Fourth Ward and ask people about how Paul Banks and those guys, they used to get it in, and Tony Medina and those guys. He was probably the best Hispanic that ever come through Reagan High School. He played 2 sports. Anthony Medina played baseball as a pitcher, and then as well as on basketball back in the day. Let's go to the Boom Boom Room. Of course, Melvin Dews, you said at LaPorte High School. We're talking 5A. Going through the brackets right now. We're going to get to that in just a second. But Shadow Creek and Nederland will play. That game has yet to be announced. We are uploading. Most of the games we're updating them as the show takes place. So as the Chop Shop going on, we will have more and more updates for you guys. I'm going to get that Shadow Creek and Nederland information for you guys shortly. How about Madison beats Manville? That was the other night. Texas City beat the snot out of Barbers Hill, 68-39. And really, personally, I'm not feeling no sympathy for Barbers Hill losing based on all of the turmoil they sent the young man through with his hair this semester, this term. So Texas City now will play Madison Thursday, 7 p.m. at Dawson High School.
Okay.
And you guys see it on the screen. Now on the other side, on the other quad, Huntsville took care of Waller, and they will play Georgetown. Right? I'll get the update on that. I'll reach out to the Huntsville coach while we're on there. And all you have to do is keep hitting the refresh button on that page every 3, 4, 5 minutes, and it will be populated. Paytow will play Manor at Blinn Junior College Friday at 7 p.m.
Jimmy, now, shout out to them Paytow people, man. That's a new school too, right?
Yeah, new school. They won a district. They lost 1 game in district play, and that was to A&M Consolidated. And we'll get to them in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, Paytow is getting it in.
Okay.
They're getting it in. And basically a second year playing varsity ball. So now on the other side of the bracket, Adam, you can update the other 2 quads.
Okay. Hold on. Watch me click that button on you.
A&M Consolidated beat Tomball 79-52 and will advance to play Hutto. Hutto was ranked they're one of the top 10 teams in the state of Texas, according to the TABC. And they will face, but I like A&M Consolidated because they feature a young man who came and was one of the better performers this past July at the Southwest Exposure Camp that we held over at Jack Yates High School. That young man's name was Reese Peel. He's about 6'5". He's a wing forward. I don't know how they use him in this particular system at A&M Consolidated, but he's leading them to the second round. And I'm thinking that A&M Consolidated can pull off this upset over Hutto in the second round. Remember now, I'm picking A&M Consolidated to win this game. Also on the winning side last night was Lake Creek beat Magnolia by 10, 44-34. Cedar Park over Cedar Creek, 51-43. Also Crosby pulled away late after a feisty Port Nature's Grove. That's what PNG stands for on your screens. But now Crosby will take on Northside. Northside beat Foster Hatter in double overtime last night. Despite the fact that Ronald Holmes fouled out the game, they still was able. They mean Northside. This same Northside team, who people, they didn't remember now. This team is coached by Brian Shelton. Brian Shelton is the son of Darryl Shelton. Darryl Shelton Brian Sheldon was a star at Clearbrook High School, right?
Mhm.
About 15 years ago. He went on and played at University of Houston where he got his degree. And now this young man, that's what a degree does. It enables you, if your hoop dreams, whenever they flatten out, you can still go with that degree and coach and earn a living.
Where's Hutto, Jimmy? Is that in
Huh?
Austin area? Hutto.
Yeah, no, Round Rock.
Round Rock. Okay, yeah. That's right, Melvin Dews. Melvin Dews asked that question. What else
Yeah,
we
right.
got? Come on, get to the good
Crosby
part.
and Northside, I'm waiting on that one. That's going to be a really good matchup. But speaking of it's different between a good matchup
And a
and
great
great matchup. And the great matchup we saved for last on the 5A ranks, and that is Friday, 7 p.m. at LaPorte High School. Port Arthur Memorial versus Hightower. Adam, you popping your fingers? You sitting there like you wanted this. Port Arthur Memorial, Port Arthur is watching you right now.
Jimmy.
They watching you guys.
Jimmy, let me tell you something, Jimmy. We want all the smoke. You understand me? You understand me? What you want us to go say? Oh, we'd rather play those guys. No. We'd rather play. No. It's all right. Hey, if they were good enough, we was gonna have to play them anyway. So what you talking about? So go on finish it. Go on finish your little soliloquy. You can go and finish it. We want it.
So you want it. Guess what?
We got it.
Let me remind you something. On this magazine right here, they got a big old red for right here. Remember the soda water we used to call Big Red?
Yeah.
Here go Big Red.
Yeah.
Big Red right here, Alex. Big Red.
I love Big Red.
Right there with my finger upon it.
But guess what? In that magazine you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I know somebody looked at that magazine, on that cover of that magazine, and said, ain't nowhere in the world I don't supposed to be on there. And he's a sophomore. I'm not calling his name. You connect the dots. He said, ain't nowhere in the world I'm not supposed to be on there.
Really?
Yeah, how about that? How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Since you want to go there.
Guess what? You talking about Big Red on this front cover. I'm reading about old Big Red. His nickname is Junior.
I know who Junior is. That's my dude.
His nickname Junior, y'all.
Uh-huh.
And you know that he's related to Jamal Charles, of the all-time leading rusher of the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl world champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And this one thing about, guess who? Which NBA star I'd love to meet is a question that he poses in his bio.
Keep on reading.
He says James Harden, because he is my favorite player. We both are left-handed.
And guess what? That other dude I'm talking about, he works out with James Harden. So keep on going. Keep on going.
So
keep on
while
going.
I'm talking, if you look, where the Rockets playing that Friday night?
I don't know.
Where the Rockets playing that Friday night?
I don't know. I haven't looked that far ahead.
If the Rockets in town on Friday night, he might get to meet James Harden. He mean Big Red.
Yeah, he might get to, you understand me? Yeah.
And some call him Big Smooth. We got all type of nicknames for him.
You know what I love about that team, that little team out there on Hurricane Drive? They coach, they've been prepared to play the best. Nothing but the best for the best. You feel me? So, hey, I like our chances. That's all I'm telling you. I like our chances. Hold up. Like if you was in the country, I'd rather have mines than yours.
Say, Melvin Dudes call him the light-skinned Zebo. Think about it. When you got that many nicknames, think about all the nicknames they call him. They call him Big Red, the light-skinned Zebo. Right? He called us, and everybody affectionately know him as Junior. It's Kenneth Lofton Jr. And this man,
I love Junior. It's all right. But y'all
Who
gonna need more
from
Junior.
Hightower? Who from Hightower can stop or contain Junior?
I got 3 names for you: John Robinson, Markel James, Nick Hale. Jimmy, you shouldn't be asking that question, because on the other team, you got a kid that's one of the top kids in the whole country. Who in the hell gonna match up with him? That's the question you should be asking. That's backwards. You got a dude, you put his name in Google, and it'll pop up all over the world. That's who you should be asking. Who gonna stop him? How about that? And then hold up. Hold up, since you go there. Then we got the 2 pit bulls. We got Chris Harris, Chris O'Neal. Then we got the smooth wing, Cameron Collins. Then we got Javon coming off the bench, Ja'Cory coming off the bench. Jimmy, don't you start me today. Don't you start me today. Hey, let me tell you something. Classic matchup. Jimmy, I love it. I remember the other day, Jimmy, you said it with a smirk. I let you off the hook. Hey, man, y'all, let me get back on my face. Y'all, hey, man, y'all got Shopstown pretty athletic. Shopstown pretty athletic. I don't know if y'all done played these guys. They starting 5. Okay, all right. Jimmy, let me tell you something, man. Jimmy, I'm just gonna have fun. You think about it. Like I always do. I'm just gonna have fun. But when you go talking about that, dude, we'll be ready to play. Hightower, Coach Woods gonna have his guys ready to play. How about that? Now, yeah, I know all the kids. Rick Brown. Yeah, Rick Brown said I know all the kids. Yes, sir.
I understand.
Hey, hold up. Rick, if you heard the show earlier, guess what Jimmy said? I'm going to pick Shadow Creek because I know the girl that's on the team.
Summer Creek.
He knows the girl on the team. One girl. Rick Brown. Yeah, I know all the players on Hightower. So what you expect for me to do?
Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. The Rockets are off on Friday.
Okay.
You just confirmed, of course. And Kenneth Lofton Sr. just replied, and see, he says bullet board material, Hal. They love it.
Man, hey.
You got stuff on?
Hey.
This is on your shoulder. This is on you.
No, it ain't on
so
me.
That means they're gonna blame. This is on you. The kids, remember, the kids never asked for. We talked about hype yesterday.
No. Hey,
look what you're doing.
Them kids didn't bring up no magazine and talking about Big Red. Them kids ain't said that. Don't you know Hightower listening to this too, Jimmy? They gonna be at your head. Jimmy, you the high school basketball guru. I'm not. They gonna be at your head. Cause when they come back, them kids at Hightower, they looking at you real crazy right now. Hey, Jimmy, you might can't ride down Highway 6 no more with the statement you just made. You know I'm not going to Port Arthur. So I fly over Port Arthur, so I'm not going there. So I ain't got no worries. But you got to go down Highway 6, Jimmy. Yeah. You might have to go to Manville one time.
Let me tell you, this loss will be on the hands of either you or you. If Port Arthur, you didn't inspire Port Arthur. Port Arthur was going to come in there, probably give Hightower the game.
Hey.
They probably going to give Hightower the game, just turn the ball over. The guards already.
Jim.
Of course, and they got a talented sophomore.
Jim.
Amory Abram.
Jim.
I like him.
Jim.
But
Jim. Keep on talking. Just keep on talking.
Done inspired them kids.
Okay.
When them kids get to practice today, you know how some practices, you ain't even got to tell them to line up. You ain't even have to whistle and say, all right, y'all start running. They gonna come to practice today.
Hey.
Thanks to you.
Listen to me. If them kids need me as some external motivation, then I got them before I get there. Hey, hot tower guys ain't thinking about you. Get what they doing right now? In class, getting A's and B's and black-eyed peas. And then, and then they gonna go to work out, get some practice, get some shots up. Cause they know, hey, Jimmy, this is a classic matchup. This is the one you and Doug Williams, but you and Big Doug be over there talking about. See, y'all, that's what I'm finna expose Jimmy and Doug. This what Jimmy and Doug been around here hoping. And let me tell you something. Ain't this good for Houston? Wait a minute. Ain't this good for the greater Houston? Hey, Jimmy, you went and brought up your magazine, a guy owned the magazine right there, right? And I told you a story about the one you got in the middle of the magazine that asked me a question. Said, Mr. Hatter, ain't nowhere in the world I don't supposed to be on here. Yes, sir. So, how about that?
As it stands on this magazine,
everybody been in the playoff.
Everybody on this thing still
you did good.
Except for one who made it to the semifinals of his state.
He was in the playoffs too.
But everybody still standing.
Jimmy, you did good. We're proud of you. But guess what?
Good ain't great, huh?
Y'all, good ain't great. Guess what? Hey, it's a hurricane brewing over there. Hey, you know how them hurricanes, Jimmy, you gonna be the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know if y'all know the history of hurricanes. You know, all those people who live on the coast, they should understand that the hurricane is built to swirl out in the ocean and hit the coast and stop. But you build your house right there and it said, okay, my house got, you got it on the coast. Jimmy Hicks, you done built your house right there on the coast and that hurricane gonna come sweep through there and pull you up out of there. That's all I got to say. How about that? Clarence Harris, we ain't talking to you.
Let me tell you something. I just thought about something. The competitor in a kid. Remember, one of the easiest ways for a lot of these young people to create a memory or make their mark is during the postseason, because a lot of those moments, their attention is undivided.
Yeah.
The more you win. Well, I put it like this, Hatter.
Yes, sir.
If I'm ranked in the top 5 and you ranked in the top 5, if we got to go head to head with each other, and we both guards, shouldn't that be something to put a focus on?
We should, but remember I said
So number 5 don't never go on a piece of number 1.
You the rankings guy. This should come from you. I'm not sure, because we had a guy that went up to Dallas in something that was built as a battle of the guy who's ranked this and the guy who's ranked this, and that guy beat the brakes off that ranked guy up there, and somebody told me that didn't matter. Somebody said that didn't matter. Then I asked, what if the ranked guy had did that to the other guy? Then they said it would have mattered. So guess what? Y'all making me think this ranking stuff, man, I respect it, but it's no method to the madness. You got a guy who got on the highway and drove 3.5 miles to Dallas, went up there and gave a highly ranked dude a 40-piece, didn't even stop to talk to the fans and shake the fans and kiss the babies, got on the bus, came back home, and let them simmer for a minute. And if that didn't mean nothing, none of these rankings things mean nothing to me. How about that? Rodney Richard said, what, you want me to explain it to you, Rodney? Okay. Bryce Griggs went up to Dallas and played against the kid from Louisville. And the kid is highly ranked, Rodney Richard, highly ranked, ranked in the top whatever. And Bryce went up and gave him 40 and won. And guess what, Rodney Richard? They said it didn't matter. But I asked them, I said, what if the dude had a reverse and did that on Bryce? Then they said it would have mattered. So I don't understand.
Yes, you do understand. You don't want to understand.
Okay,
I explained that to you a long time ago. Back even before that matchup took place. And I explained to you, once any player is anointed, meaning once he's declared that to be of a certain status, to certain people, it don't matter what they don't do. Once you've anointed, it don't matter what you don't do.
Okay.
Once you get there.
But this other kid, Bryce was anointed too.
I'm gonna give you no. I say by certain they got different layers.
Okay.
Different layers. Like in Dallas, Keontae George had already been anointed by the national pundits. Bryce had been anointed in Houston, and we anointed him in the state, and he had been acknowledged that he was definitely one of the next in line. But they had already said with Keontae, so it was a matter of your 1A versus our 1A, our 1. From being DFW in Houston. But on a national scale, which once you get and you grow out of your socks for the local stage, then it's time to put some new ones on the state or on the national plane.
I got a question, Jimmy. Whose responsibility is for him to get the national coverage? Where does that responsibility lie? Help me with it right now, and then I'm gonna try to correct it. So somebody in Dallas was doing something that somebody in Houston wasn't doing?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, help me.
Not necessarily, because there's different variations. There's not one single mouthpiece. It all factors in is how and what a person how a person is marketed. That means when a person comes to expect, they will know what to expect based on how you marketed that person. So normally when you say, and that matters a whole lot.
How you market this person.
How he's marketed in the advertised or described, put it like that. How you describe a person. So, because if you can tell this kid is the best thing in the world, so that means the person is going to think about the best thing they ever saw in the world and compare it to. If you're saying he's the best thing, man, he's one of the best that I've ever seen. So that adds a little bit more insurance to the comment.
So instead of saying the best, say he's one of the best.
He's without question one of the best.
No. You're saying how do you market it? I'm just trying to figure it out.
So that means now you're not force feeding the player down the throat of the beholder.
I got a question. Who has force-fed the national media to Bryce? Because when he was younger, he was national. So what happened? They saw so much of him as a young player, so it hurt.
Not necessarily, because not many guys on the national scale that cover the high school planes are going and watching 7th grade basketball games. So no, I'm not going to buy into that. Some of those guys have definitely probably saw him a lot, but not the conglomerate of the people of the powers. Once you get to the high school, the top of the food chain, those guys aren't the executives from sneaker lines aren't going to watching the 7th grade basketball game. The USA basketball aren't that, although they have been to John Lucas's camp, which it encompasses and it invites 6th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders, the middle school combine every year in May. But that's not the normal thing that they normally do. They don't normally just go out and venture out and watch those 7th graders. Now, they watch 8th graders now? Yes, USA basketball will go out and watch some 8th graders now. I've seen Coach Showalter present at 8th grade games in the past 2 years. He didn't used to do that before then. Now, the thing is, once again, is how a person's advertised.
Okay, who's responsible for doing the advertising? Let me write that down. Who was responsible, if you knew, for advertising Keontae George?
Well, you know what? Understand. at the high school. Now we were talking about seventh grade a while ago. So now Keontae George is fast forward to his 10th grade year. 10th grade year, he's a very realistically recruitable student athlete.
Right.
Now you're a recruitable student athlete in the seventh grade, but ain't nobody really taking an offer seriously in the seventh grade. Keontae George had passed the litmus test by playing in front of some of the national pundits, not a collection of them who had already liked him. That means they co-signed. Then the college coaches, a couple of them had came in, and the college coaches is what a lot of people, you guys may not understand. These college coaches, of course, of the Power Five status, and even others, but relationships transcend through Power Fives. Because guess what? Johnny Jones is at TSU. He was just the head coach at LSU just 3 years ago. So you can't discount and saying his relationships that he had when he was the head coach there doesn't exist anymore. And so my point is this.
So you're saying college coaches, I'm writing them down.
College coaches have a heavy weighing on the influencing of the anointing of certain kids. For example, if so many coaches from a certain conference go to see a young man, or they go see two young men, and then somebody, the third party, is going to may ask that coach in conversation, which one you like better, how you compare those guys, and then they will give their opinion, and that could sway that person for when they go to actually see him in person.
Jimmy, I'm finna help you. So guess what? Texas, Dallas has more Power Five action than we do, because they got TCU as a Power Five school, right?
Oh, you mean in the city?
Yeah, Dallas, TCU is a power. U of H is not a Power Five conference.
Yeah, but you know what though? It's not a Power Five. Power Fives, and let me tell you something, Adam. The term Power Fives was determined. You know what it was based off of? Off football. It's off football. Really, in basketball, there's a Power Seven when it comes to basketball. I'm understand. Okay. So the conference that U of H is in, in basketball, it's really a Power Seven. The U of H is a Power Seven. Is amongst that the American Conference with UConn, Memphis, Cincinnati, SMU, those guys, Tulsa. That's a power. That conference is going to get. We said possibly 4, but 3 in for sure.
Jim, explain this to me. Jarvis Howard came down here when Bryce was a 9th grader and offered him. It's a 9th grader. Ain't that a Power 5 school?
Say it again now.
Jarvis Howard, assistant coach at Kansas. He came down here, came to Hightower to see Bryce, and I think he offered Bryce in the 9th grade. U of H offered Bryce in the 9th grade. Those two schools. So you mean those college coaches don't have, since you saying college coaches got clout, you mean these college coaches didn't pick up a phone and said, hey man, I came all the way down to Houston just to see this. I mean, I just don't understand it. And listen, I'm just trying to correct a situation. I'm just trying to correct the situation.
Those coaches don't get on the phone and do what?
Talk to the people. Because you said if they give you validation, you said if those college coaches give you validation.
So what do you want them to do? You want them to make it public for what they actually said to the people? You want a college coach to make his conversation public, to say, I picked this guy over that guy?
But you just said Keontae George, because he got validation from college coaches.
So the college coaches that recruited both of them, they told people. They have.
So why I'm talking about, so evidently these other coaches didn't tell them people. The coaches that came to see Bryce didn't tell those people.
Adam, Kansas saw both of them.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
So Kansas talked to USA Basketball. Bill Self coached with the USA Basketball U team 2 summers ago. So they know who they like better.
And Jimmy, I'm not trying to listen. Me personally, I'm not trying to fast track nobody. I just know. I just don't see it's 25 players in this
Now,
country.
that's a whole nother.
I
That's a
know.
whole. That's the thing.
I know.
What you asking with a whole nother different topic underneath the carpet.
Yes.
That's nothing to do with what you asking right now.
Yeah, but Jimmy, it
That
does
ain't got
because
nothing to do what Eric Bossi ranks them has nothing to do with what a college coach is telling the USA basketball. Has nothing to do with that.
so you're saying college coaches have more influence over this thing than anybody.
Yes, yes, they have more than people can ever imagine. That's why. Let me give you a case in point. That's why people say if you go and commit to Duke or North Carolina, you are likely to make the McDonald's game. You've never heard that before?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why.
Okay. All right.
If you commit to Kentucky, certain kids want to go. If Peavy would not have committed to Texas Tech and would have said, I'm going to Kentucky and changed his damn mind and signed in April, he probably would have made it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's how it goes.
Okay.
But that's something that people, it's not, let me tell you, those conversations are candid conversations.
Now they're candid. They're not candid. They're quiet. They're concealed conversations. Candid means it's open. They're concealed conversations that we're not privy to. Because I wouldn't have known this. I don't know a college coach has that much power over this. And guess what? And I hate to say it, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But we didn't mean I didn't mean to get off on that tangent. But guess what? All of you selfish people, you might have a kid or a kinfolk that grow up in this environment. So y'all need to pay attention and listen. This is not one person we're talking about. Don't get jealous because we're talking about one kid. This next person that comes up under this environment could be your damn son. Could be your cousin or your nephew. So don't be so easy. Oh, let's move on to the hell no. We trying to find out because it's going to be another Bryce Griggs. It's going to be your son, them the 6th and 7th graders. I'm trying to figure out how can we help the process. And I know it'll start by these people around here running their damn mouth to these coaches who ain't never gave these coaches a player or nothing. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. Hey man, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. He God. He could have did anything he wanted to. He could have gave you 2 mouths if he didn't want to. Man, watch how you speak. Watch what you speak into existence. This kid ain't this. This kid, he don't get along with his teammates. This kid was a bully when he was 3 years old. This kid, that's all I'm asking. Because I've heard this from people outside of Texas telling me this is the stuff that comes out of Texas about these kids. Watch what you say. Watch your words speak life into people. That's why on this show, I try to speak life and positivity into these kids. Of course, I like others more than others. That's life. Your mama probably like you more than she like your brother. That's life. People have favoritism. It's okay. But all I'm trying to do is figure out how can we have a kid this special and I understand people going, yeah, believe you me. And the kid was built for this. Y'all got to understand, he never complains. He never complains. But you know what somebody told me the other day, Jimmy? Sometimes people don't like the people because the people around them.
Yes.
Some people don't. Yeah. So they don't like. Hold up. They don't like Quentin Grimes because he played for BYU, BU, and he played for Ross and he played for Teddy. They don't like him because of this, and they don't like it. So, hey, God bless you guys with those kind attitudes, man, remember, you might have a son, you might have a nephew, you might have a cousin, and that same karma gonna come back on you. That's all I say. But Jimmy, that's all. I mean, it's all good. But I'm glad you light me up. You told me college coaches have a lot to do with it. So I guess it's okay. We'll be all right.
And a lot of that's when I first said it. I say more than most people will understand.
Yeah.
And because those college coaches aren't in the gyms on a regular and of an extended amount of time for the common fan or the common person and the spectator to see or to get their thoughts. They're not doing interviews all the time for you to understand what they like or what they don't like.
So why do they influence mean so much if they're not there all the time? Just because of the position?
Because they're from a nominal position. When they see a certain kid, most of them, depending on what timing of the pecking order that you ask the coach. If he already has got a kid committed, of course, University of Houston is going to favor Tremont Mark because he's already signed. But in the assets of the early stages of evaluating, then that's the most pure form because they're evaluating here, and flying here, flying there, over the course of a weekend, where that other person is set on as normally just maybe set to see just because they're set to watch. Let me say it again. The average national scout is going to an event, maybe 2 sneaker events during the live period, right?
Okay.
If you got a good one every now and then, an exceptional unicorn will get to see 3 live events in one weekend, which is hard as hell to do, but it's been done before. Well, you're not going to watch the same player. If you're at those events, you're going to watch these 2 teams this day, this hour, another 2 teams, another 2 teams, another 2 teams. You're not watching the same team 4 times at that one event because you got to get it in. You're not going to see them no more. Well, that college coach is only watching certain players. So he has an opportunity to may have seen that one player 4 times that weekend. And the other player that's equivalent to him 4 times that weekend. So that's that. And then also it has weight because if your ears is open to the national scout, that college coach is talking to you and you're thinking that you're helping them, guess what? Those coaches subscribe. So
the coaches wouldn't ask the valuation service. Thank you, Stacey.
Yes, they do that too. Yes, absolutely. All the time.
But you know what I'm trying to figure out, Jimmy? When are we, and this is my thing, and I know, and I might be talking to, and I'm going to keep talking to the stone until the stone moves, okay? We have to get used to our people having success and sustaining success. I'm going to repeat that. Us, y'all, it's somebody in our community is going to start having success. You might not like him, you might not want it, but we got to get used to it. See, you got to realize it was a time that none of us had success because they wouldn't let us have it. But now let's get used to it. Like it's just normal that Stacey Houston can live in River Oaks. It's got to be normal that Doug Jones can have a big house. Let's get used to our people having success. Then we won't have to be so mad at them or hate on them or jealous of them when they do. So my prayer to you is, get it inside of your spirit. It's some people around you about to have some success. I'm not preaching no sermon. I'm telling you, it's happening. And we got to understand, just get used to it. It's all right, and not by hitting the lottery. We're going to have some of our brilliant young people around here develop an app that everybody use. We can't get mad. We can't get jealous of him. We got Travis Scott that came out of the hood. Now he one of the most recognized. No, let's get used. It's going to be some more Travis Scotts. It's going to be some more guys like this, man. We're going to have a Robert F. Smith coming out of our ranks. You know why? Because we speaking it and we plant the seeds. We plant the seeds. So this YouTube and this Chop Shop diaspora that we have here, yo, this is a powerful tool we have here. I was explaining, Jimmy, do y'all know the phenomenon behind multi-streaming? We're streaming in 2 places at the same time simultaneously. That is more technology than they had when they put the first man on the moon. And we got it right here at our fingertips. We're going to have one of these guys y'all think playing basketball going to develop something else. So let's get used to, my whole thing is Stacy and Bobby Jones and everybody. Let's get used to our kids being people around us being successful. Let's get used to Jimmy being successful. Let's get used to Robert Hatter being successful. It's okay. You don't have to. He's stuck up. Somebody told a guy in which cup, man, he's stuck up. He don't talk to nobody. They say, you got to be out your mind. He talk to everybody. Sometimes in public, y'all, I'm quiet because I talk so much in other circles. My job requires me to talk. So sometimes I'm in public, I might not say nothing. So let's get used to Jimmy. I didn't mean to go there, but Jimmy, my spirit told me we are not used to people in our community being successful and sustaining. See, we used to the athlete getting the money and then going broke. No, let's go get used to the athlete getting the money and sustaining and coming back and building things in our community. And guess what? We support him. How about that? What you got, Jimmy?
Oh, that was a good conversation. So I guess what? All eyes will indeed be on the Tower on Friday. These 2 teams, understand.
I love it. I love it, Chop Shop.
Whether you guys like it or not, these 2 teams were 2 of the top 10 in the state for the vast majority of the high school season, and they're going head to head. One of them, the season will end after only the 2nd round of the postseason in the Class 5A ranks. Either one of these teams could get to state. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Port Arthur Memorial, who actually won state 3 seasons ago.
That's right.
Or was it 2 seasons ago? 2 seasons ago. Mm-hmm. They won state 2 years ago. Yeah, that was Kenneth Coleman, who's the head coach at Summer Creek. He was there 2 years ago. Left and went to Summer Creek, and this is his 2nd year there.
Jimmy, have we talked about 6A yet? Jimmy, these 6A moms, Keisha said, y'all got to talk about my baby team.
So they're definitely coming up next. We was in the 5. We started at 4.
Hey, Jimmy, hold up. Let's see do the 6A.
Nothing.
Hey, I love them. Hey, let's see do the 6A draw this kind of attention. See, y'all, this was telling you how polarizing having a national player on your team could be. But let's go. You ready?
No, and I want to address one more thing real quick. We're going to go to 6A.
Okay.
And a lot of things. I love the dialogue and you guys sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, I love it.
And on the YouTube feed, shout out to all you guys on YouTube. This thing is going to be popping. I mean, of course, the quality is much better on the YouTube feed, but we're still getting it in on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Understand. Trina Williams Mouton says Jim Hicks claims with capital letters he is at least partially responsible for promoting Houston players. So I had to reply back to her.
Oh, you can't leave nothing kidding.
No, I just got to reply back to provide some understanding.
Okay.
Because that's what part of the things get missed at.
Gotcha.
Like if you ask, and somehow you can have understanding even if in the form based on the actions and the answer. First of all, I'm just gonna read what my reply was. This 19 years doing this.
Okay.
For me. I promote Greater Houston basketball to the masses.
Okay.
And there's a big difference. Once again, I promote Greater Houston basketball, meaning I provide platforms, right?
Yep.
And although I've done so in the past, I'm not obligated to promote any particular kid.
Okay.
Now, once again, I gave a disclaimer. Although I have done so in the past, a la Tack Minor, a la Daniel Gibson, I'm not obligated to go and promote your kid. I don't work for you.
Okay.
I get paid from college coaches to provide them intel. I'm like the Secret Service for them. I sit around y'all, hear you laugh, get your thoughts, go back and, I don't tell them what you say, but I can morph my opinions on hurdles that a coach would have to go over and do in order to recruit that kid. You see, I don't tell you guys what they say unless you really want to know, and I don't tell them what you say.
Okay.
That's what keeps my relationships cool. A lot of people don't know me. I explain to you guys. Once again, I cover the area. Okay. I provide platforms.
Okay.
So that your kids can be able to sing and dance or dribble or shoot or dunk or block shots or rebound to the best of their abilities in front of eyes that matter. And then college coaches, of course, that's the second layer.
I got
you.
So
I to say that I claim to promote the players, that's kind of like that's not even, that means you can't possibly halfway understand what I do.
Hey, Jimmy, always remember, some things get out of translation through text. I like the way you said it. Claim. You felt she put an exclamation on claim. That's how you took it. But hey, I've got into trouble. I got mad at somebody because they text me and they didn't mean it that way. And I'm sure Miss Mouton didn't mean it that way. She just wanted to know if that, see, Jimmy, you just explained something she probably never knew.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that is, here she go. It was an answer to Hatters' question, who is responsible? Okay, there you go. See, remember, thank you, Trina. See that? When I asked you who was responsible, you said the college coaches. You said you didn't have a chance to get back to you. So, but if I was her, I would have said what Jimmy you claim. So that's a valid statement she made. Because now we saying it's the college. Guess what? I wrote college coach's name down on this list because I wanted to know who was responsible. But I knew college coaches wasn't their own responsibility, but I knew we'd take this conversation on, and I know we got to get to the 6A playoffs. So she just wanted to know. Thank you, Trina. I'm glad you clarified it. She just wanted to know if it's so, Jimmy. The people, just so people can know, for clarification's purpose, is you love, because you've said it on this air, you are like the gatekeeper to this city. You're the dean, the godfather, the Frank Lucas. So guess what, Frank? So when these coaches out here and you seeing other people being elevated, and you know you got a dude in this city that if you feel, maybe you don't feel that it's time for him yet. But when we got a 10th grade in another city and we got the Godfather, ain't nobody up there, I ain't heard nobody up there say they the Godfather and Frank Lucas. Now, you don't call yourself Frank Lucas, other people call that. So if I was just a person listening on this air and have never, I would have said, well, Jimmy, that responsibility should be Jimmy's. And you can, but you say you promote all the kids. But Jimmy, it helps you in your business. You say you always want to be on the winning team. This little boy went to Dallas and represented Houston. I know for a fact, they told me, you was like, yeah. See, people don't know that. You was up there with your chest stuck out. Young fella came up there and took care of his business. But it might be some gray stuff there. So maybe, because and thank you, Trina, because you made me think. As powerful as you are, maybe it's not time for you to say, hold up, this is our best kid. This is our best kid. It might not be your responsibility, but if all the kids yours, all the kids are under your watch, if you rise the best one, don't the other guys rise too? Don't the rising tide move all the boats up? If the water in the pool get higher, don't it raise all our guys up? So, you can answer to that. That's just my opinion. I just want to know. That's all.
Eggs don't hatch on the same day.
Go. Okay.
People make choices and they have consequences. Choices to play on certain sneaker circuits will factor in to your likeness or your likeness in a different facet of the word from other people. So time will come for Bryce Griggs. He's made the decision to leave the Adidas circuit to go play on the Nikes, the EYBL, the coveted.
He didn't leave the Adidas circuit. He just leveled up and went to he didn't leave. They still his friend.
He didn't leave. He's still playing with Adidas?
No, but he leveled up. You don't leave stuff.
Leveled up, you left. How you can call it what you want to. You pack your bags, you're gone. You're sleeping somewhere else now.
Go. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Okay, my bad.
So now, that's the thing. People, see, here's the thing. People know who he is.
Gotcha.
He's not the sleeper. His name is very, very prevalent in various corners of the top shelf of the country, of the powers that be. So now, to some, that's why you're saying be careful is the time. It's an art to it. It's an art to marketing something. He was rewarded after Dallas with his status. He got an uptick in his movement. He's ranked higher now in the national scale than he was before November, the Thanksgiving weekend. So he's been rewarded for that. But it comes in increments. You can't. So then now you just wait till the next opportunity, which would be the spring icebreaker.
Okay.
Because that would be McDonald's voters in there. That doesn't mean he's gonna make the McDonald's game, but it does. It sways and it builds an opportunity to eliminate the excuse. Because who knows? In that first EYBL game, it could be a good game. But then certain people could use that against him and say, well, hell, y'all say he was gonna come out here and dominate the EYBL. No, nobody never said that. You see the difference? I don't know why he could, he did okay, but you see, so you have to really, when you're dealing with it, from my perch, you have to wait till he performs, then you that's Exhibit A. November is over with. What he played against Kelly George, that's over with. That's just a memory that we're gonna always remember just like we remember Andrew Jones versus De'Aaron Fox. Just like we remember Trae Young versus what's the young fella name that out of Dallas that went to Missouri and then went to
what's his name? Your dad came on the show.
Craig, what's Craig's last name? Craig's son. They went to high school with me. Can't think of Craig's last name. You guys help me out just watching, but then it's going to see. You have to really be careful. Let me tell you guys why.
Okay.
In recent years, we've had players that were anointed nationally, that it either antagonized the masses. Poor little Quentin Grimes is still feeling the wrath of a lot of people did not, you follow me? He was anointed. Before Quentin Grimes, it was Jayla D. Jayla D was ranked in the top 3 in the country, guys. While he was in high school, not in the 7th grade. And he got anointed too early. And when it was too early, then it never caught up, because you know why? The marketing for Jayla D was primarily, I tell you what the marketing was. They mismarketed him and said he was a point guard. So people start to watch and they like, wait a minute, you what? So it goes, you know. So with this one, we got to be careful. We got to get this one right.
Okay.
So that we keep you want to keep them in rankings is really, you always want to keep a player on the uptick.
Gotcha.
Meaning you don't want to put him up too high too fast where he can't go no higher.
Okay. Then the only way you can come is down. Okay.
Certain players in this class, how you'll see this summer, certain players that no matter what the hell Bryce Griggs do, he ain't finna get in front of. And it's one I'm talking about, live in Michigan. You know what the hell, what's his name?
Imani Bates.
He ain't gonna, I don't care what Bryce does.
Right.
He ain't gonna raise in front of that kid. So you see how this game goes?
Yeah.
So if we put him at number 2 right now, what is he gonna do? He's stuck behind number 1. You gotta always keep him where he's moving, uptick. You don't want to jump him. So he's at 35 right now. Great.
Okay.
Because now he can jump from 35. You got time. That means it's going to 11th grade. 35 to 25.
So
25 to 18. 18 to 12. 12 to 8. You see now you're always on the uptick, because one rank is every 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
On the national plane. Now you're going up without reaching your resistance level, and then now it's like people start picking you apart.
Gotcha.
He's in a situation where he can do well.
Okay.
And that's the thing. But once he does well, then that's when it's now, as you just said, a lot of people don't understand. Don't hear me. I've beaten the table for him. That's probably helped. It helped with, because there's 2 things could happen. Some people could have got stubborn, and then they have to rank him there.
Yeah.
They could have been stubborn still.
Yeah.
Ranking guys, we're stubborn to a fault. So he got there. He's there now. He's in the room, but he's on the uptick. You know why? Because his name is still relevant, because everybody follows somebody and they hear the noise.
Yeah.
Bryce is kicking butt.
Yeah.
They heard the 44, 46 points against Shadow Creek.
Yeah.
They heard that.
Yeah.
So now, who's that against? What players they got? See, that first thing people ask was they supposed to ask that. I mean, they got three, four D1 players on that team.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay. You see now? That has a little bit more significance than the guy that scores the 46 against the team that has a team 12 future intramural players. So hopefully we've gotten that too. And let's get to the 16th.
Yeah, let's get to the 16th, man. Miss Stewart go. Let me hit the 16th. Go get the talk. You see it on the screen. It should pop up on the screen.
The 6A playoffs.
Let me remove our names at the bottom. All right, now you can see all the teams. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. And so once again, the 6A result from last night. Katy loses to Bush 65-57. So now Bush and Bel Air will play, and that's
good.
That's not. I'm gonna give you guys the results. They're gonna play on Friday at Wheeler Fieldhouse at 7 p.m. Right? Friday at Wheeler Fieldhouse at 7 p.m. is going to be Bel Air versus Bush. Okay, how about Ridge Point beat the Tompkins beat Ridge Point. That was on a gallant effort by the Tompkins team, 57-53, and they will now play Westbury High School. Westbury High School beat Memorial High School last night, and I was in the building last night for that game at Delmar Fieldhouse, and I'm telling you guys, Remember at the beginning of the season how I told you about the twins?
Yeah, but I'd never seen them.
And well, they're not. Understand? They're similar to the twins who played at Sam Houston that's graduating from University of St. Thomas this semester, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're similar to that. So they're not two twins that's McDonald All-American candidates. They're not two twins that are that's going to be top 100 in the country. They're two twins that, for the sake of two-headed monster in Greater Houston at the high school level, pretty damn good. Because they have a street ball facet to them, mm-hmm. and they have a freedom in that offense. They shoot a lot of threes in that offense.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a Houston Rocket type mentality.
And what school is that? That's Westbury, right?
Westbury High School.
Okay.
And with that, understand the twins, of course, their names, in case you want to know, Trayshawn and Trayvon Clay.
Okay.
They were at Langham Creek. And now I look back at it, Langham Creek High School lost in the closing minutes to Vandergrift, which features Greg Brown. Mm-hmm. This game was a one-possession game, that Langham Creek game. Getting back to the Westbury Charlotte, but I'm going to tell you why I brought up Langham Creek. This is where the Clay brothers went and started at last season.
Okay.
If these boys were still at Langham Creek, these two, that's a big difference. These are guards. I mean, you can easily press them now.
Right.
You can without them. Langham Creek will still be standing. They would have beat Vandergrift last night. Mm-hmm. They almost beat them without him. So now, just get back on Westbury. They have a kid that's named Kaif Alim. Kaif Alim. He's about 6'7". He's a senior, and he's signed with Air Force to go into that prep academy. A lot of you guys know whenever a kid is signed with one of the military schools, they're normally going to go in as a prep. There have been players who've been superseded that process, but you can count them on one hand in the past 10, 15 years. But I know we had one that went to Eisenhower a few years back that went to the military. I think it was Air Force, and he didn't even touch the prep school team. They took him straight on in. I can't think of the young man's name. He's about 6'5", a slender guy. But these, Kaif Alim, ironically, he's going to Air Force. And the player that he was playing against, right, from Memorial High School, right, their star guy, Ethan Taylor, he's signed with Air Force. So two guys that are signed with Air Force were opposite each other. Mm-hmm. But this kid, Khalif, had it during the closing. Westbury was down by 14 points in this game. They were down 14 points. Memorial was dominating this game, and these kids never gave up. They just kept fighting, kept chipping away, and ended up in the fourth quarter, they tied that thing up. And based on, because Kaif went to work, hit a 3-pointer, the big guy. And they went on, and the game went overtime and down the stretch. And Westbury pulled it off. So Westbury now plays Katie Tompkins Friday night, 7 p.m. at Seven Lakes High School. That's going to be a pretty doggone good game. Westbury finished 4th place in their district. Katie Tompkins finished 3rd place in their district. One of these teams will be in the 3rd round playing the winner of Bel Air versus Bush. Next up, other games from 6A last night. Summer Creek received a scare from Channelview.
Man, Channelview. Oh, just Shannon Home wasn't playing out there, huh?
Channelview, 67-71. This game went down the stretch, and when I had one of my guys that was in town, and he went to that game, and it was shocking. Channelview almost pulled off the coup of being a 4th seed to knock off a 1 seed. But Summer Creek prevailed. They lived to see another day. They will play Friday at 8 p.m. at Phillips Fieldhouse, right? Now, this game will be after Atascocita versus Clear Lake. You got me? So Atascocita is playing Clear Lake, followed by Summer Creek playing Clear Brook. That's the perfect scenario whenever you normally get two schools that are playing identical teams from two schools from the same district playing two other schools from another district. It's easy for the athletic directors to basically just flip or agree on a neutral site and make a double header. That's a lot of times why you guys see double headers, right?
But Clear Creek lost, didn't it, Jimmy?
Clear Brook.
Clear Brook.
Clear Brook. Summer Creek playing Clear Brook.
Okay.
Clear Brook eliminated George Ranch last night.
Okay.
54-41. Now at the bottom, Beaumont United is playing Pearland. Beaumont United won their district, and District 21, they beat the stuffings out of Dobie 66-35. Okay, Pearland beat Clear Creek 48-41. Beaumont United and Pearland will play Friday 7 p.m. at Goose Creek Memorial High School. So that's one side of the bracket.
Okay.
Now to get into the other side of the 6A bracket. And on the other side of the bracket, you have Travis, 76, Maid Creek 58. The Travis Tigers advanced to the second round. Maid Creek, who won a stunning play-in game the other night over Cinco Ranch. They end their season. Coach Fobb is on the feed watching.
Wait a minute. Fobb lost.
Fobb lost.
What they lose by? Fobb, come here, man. I ain't even check you out last night, man.
By 18 and
Fobb, wait a minute, Fobb, did you pull all your best players out the game this time?
What? I don't know. He probably answered. Now, Coach Fobb says coaches pick that ADs. Fobb, in some districts, ADs have had influence over where the teams can play. Now, there are some districts they do. Most districts they don't. But in some they do. And I know that for a fact. I've been in the room with some ADs that had influence and suggested they play here or play there.
Y'all got to realize.
A high school coach that's a first year or a rookie type coach with a principal that don't have that don't really, leans in the basketball like that, that guy's going to be thankful for his job and is going to go in this fall and can just, okay, that'll work.
Hey, man, I was enjoying watching Fobb in the playoffs, man. Ain't no coach like that. I got to find me another coach now, Fobb. I got to find me another. Coleman does the same.
Well, and Melvin Dukes asked a good question. He says, is Region 3, 6A, is it the hardest region at any class to predict in the entire state? Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, because, especially in the last couple of years, because there's, you got to realize the balance of the region in 6A. And then you factor in a few upsets here and there. Yeah. And don't get it twisted now. Region 2, I think, is next in line as far as, but maybe not this year because you have a team like Allen, which is the favorite, I think, to come out of the Region 2. But yeah, I would say so. And now back to these matchups from last night. Martin Ranch, that on Monday they beat Elkins. Martin Ranch will now play Sam Houston Thursday, 7 p.m. at Delmar. You see it on your screen right now. Martin Ranch, Sam Houston is a Thursday game, guys. Also Dickinson, who beat Hastings 76-50, right, will now play North Shore 53-32 winners over Kingwood. So North Shore and Dickinson, that's one of the better second round matchups on paper in the area. We're talking about two teams that have won a lot this season. Two teams that have stood the test of time around the area. And who's gonna win? Who's gonna take it? Who are you guys rocking with? and that one. Dickinson, North Shore. I didn't say, I know who you rocking with. You don't even count. We know.
Hold up,
We
Jimmy.
know I
Jimmy, hold up, Jimmy. I'm gonna tell you who I'm rocking with. How you doing on TV, Jimmy? I'm doing the Jimmy Hicks. I'm rocking with them Gators. I'm sorry, I love North Shore, but boy, if you ain't Gator, what they say, if you ain't Gator something, you Gator meat. You ain't Gator
bait.
what?
You ain't Gator bait, you Gator meat.
You
Yeah.
Gator meat.
Yeah. And
hey, I was telling them they trying to give me some more coaches to talk to, right? I talking about more coaches I can like. I want Fob. Fob was worth the price of admission. So, hey, next year, Maiden Creek, if y'all want to go see the team, Fob is funny, man. Fob can go crazy on the ref, and the ref won't even give him a check. Ref say, okay, man, we're gonna leave him alone. Hey, y'all need to pick up some of them Fob tendencies, because he got it going on over there. So what else you got? What else we got, Jimmy?
Also,
What?
I want to say for Women Rock Wednesday.
Do I need to put it back up there? Are we done?
No, we got 2 more left.
Okay, let's go.
Clear Lake is playing Atascocita.
Oh.
That game there, I mentioned that would be 6 o'clock.
Who gonna win that game?
Atascocita.
Boy, you like that Atascocita, don't you?
I mean, Atascocita's a better team.
Okay.
They're a better team. They're deeper. Clear Lake is good, but the style that Clear Lake plays, it kind of feeds right into Atascocita's hands from what the style, and now Jaja Sani is going to get his in that game, and Atascocita is going to, but they're going to focus on controlling and containing the other guys on that team. Clear Lake has a 10th grade point guard. That 10th grade point guard is going to turn into a 12th grader in that game. And that's what happens in the postseason. You can't play if you're a 9th grader and you're in postseason, you got to turn into a 10th grader or 11th grader or a 12th grader. That's what it takes in moments. And that's what you see guys see. We mentioned Bryce Greaves earlier. A lot of moments in big games and bright lights. He's not a 10th grader no more. He's equivalent to a grown ass man to some of these kids.
Oh yeah.
So it's not, you can't, whenever a player reminds you of what they are on the court, you're supposed to be the one to remind somebody else, man, can you believe a kid on the 10th grade? No, but if he do something on the court to remind you, that means he's not doing well. You see? Or that means you're justifying an error or a turnover that transpired while you were in the process of watching the game. But those are the matchups for 6A. And this region is still wide open, and I still stand fast. One of my picks, Ridge Point, they failed, but the other 3, I stand fast on them. I picked Martin Ranch out the top court. I picked Dickinson out the bottom court, and the other one, I picked Beaumont United to be 3 of the 4 regional finalists.
Who is the other? Atascocita, right?
The other side, I'm gonna go in on. I'm gonna ride with. You know what I'm gonna ride with right now to get to this regional, because there's no pressure on them whatsoever. I'm gonna ride with Bel Air.
What?
No pressure on Bel Air to get there.
That's my man over there, Bruce Glover.
Yeah, I mean, and they've been, understand. You think of teams that went through turmoil. They makes the best stories. Remember, kid just got killed over at Bel Air a couple of months ago. Remember? Right. One of the students.
Right. That's right.
Then a lot of the students had to go through psychological evaluations and counseling. This stuff just happened. Just lost. One of your teammates just got killed.
It was a player?
One of your classmates.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Beaumont United, remember, you guys don't forget unless we allow you to forget. We was just down there with an 18-wheeler filled of back. The whole town flooded underwater almost.
Right, I forgot about that.
So Beaumont United is a story. That's a story. Right? So then another story. I mean, those are stories. That don't mean everybody has one, but it makes good. You know, let's say the Dickinson. You got Marcus Williams, who transferred back over there.
Where did he go? Where did he go before that?
Went to one of the Clear Lake schools, like Clear Brook.
Oh, okay.
Clear Brook, Clear Creek, one of those two he went over to and then came on back. So this is a story
Adversity.
of overcoming that. He had to play JV last year, right? Didn't get the offers. I mean, so you roll with the story. Martin Ranch.
Big Eddie out all year.
Story. Because the more they win, the more LJ Cryer can get closer to coming to he's in fifth place right of all time scoring. That's a story. So media normally roots for the story. Normally. So that's the story. That's a story. Now I'm sure that several other teams have stories. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody have their own. Yeah.
Remember I mentioned Northside High School. They won district back-to-back years, but they hadn't won district in like 60 years. And I went and confirmed it after the show last week. I went back and double back with the coach. 60 years since that team had won district North as Jeff Davis High School. So that's a story. And guess what they're doing? They're in Class 5A. They advanced by beating Foster, and their north side is still standing. That's a story. They got to play Crosby now. Can they beat Crosby? Hell yeah, they could beat Crosby. I saw both teams play. Northside played. They're playing like they're playing at Finnegan Park, but with a little structure because the coach Brian Sheldon, I'm sorry, he knows what he's trying to do.
Jimmy, is Westfield, Davis, and Decaney, they not in this, is it?
We'll get on Region 2 tomorrow. They're in Region 2.
Oh, they're in another region. Okay, my bad. I didn't put them up. Okay, thank you.
We'll get on them. We'll get on those schools tomorrow. And I just say, Jim and Hatter, Dickinson ain't beaten North Shore in nothing since they've been meeting in the playoffs. Football, basketball, baseball.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. I gladly take all bets. North Shore versus Dickinson. All bets. We don't make it a whole lot. We cap it at about $25, $50. But I don't want nobody. I need them enough to put me a tank of gas.
You got North Shore?
Got Dickinson.
Oh, okay.
Taking all bets.
Okay. All right.
All bets. Now, and guess what now? Also tomorrow, I might give you guys a chance to put the parlay in if y'all want to put a parlay in. I'll play the house on y'all. Grown folk only, 18 and over. We put us a little, look at all them games and we pick you a 4. Well, maybe a 5. Pick you a 5 parlay. These are easy for some of y'all to pick, some of these matchups. Only in 5A or 6A, not 4As, because it's a big gap. There's a big gap on some of those games. Uh-oh. Alfio has spoken, Hatter.
What did he say?
Alfio says that P.J. Haggerty will drop 40 on Northside High School. So he said it. Alfio, if P.J. Haggerty scored 40, they better win. If he scored 40, they better win.
Okay.
They better win. They mean Crosby. Again, if he scored 40, because Ronald Holmes, Crosby got to find a way to stop him. Because he can do what he want to do out there on the perimeter. He can get around it. He's a star quarterback. And he's actually, with his size, he's about 6'3" right now. He can really make some serious money playing football because black quarterbacks are going to be given the benefit of doubt, those athletic types, for the next 2 or 3 years. People are going to take chances on them now. Don't get it twisted. Okay.
So the Houston Hornets said that Crosby you seen is a different team, Jimmy.
Well, hell, everybody's a different team from back in November.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Everybody's a different team.
Everybody's a different team. I imagine so. Remember now, this Northside team is without their best rebounder, best shot blocker, their biggest, tallest player. got hurt the week before the season in the scrimmage game. So he's out for the year. They're doing this. Had this young man still been playing, Northside High School would have been a serious candidate to get to the regional tournament in 5A basketball. That's for sure. That's for sure. Robert, found you mentioned we talked about Westbury earlier, and I'm looking in the YouTube room.
What they talking about? YouTube. You got 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
I'm looking. I see one person say, I think it was Big Doug say he had to go over to the YouTube side.
I see him. I think Doug double dipping. I think Doug is in both. See, Doug got multiple devices. He's in both. Hey,
now also as we get ready to close out,
I got something else.
I want to remind you guys we can go into a couple of pieces of news. I want to remind we missed one. We can land. We got so how many minutes we got out? 4 minutes.
You see it up
we got to give 2 minutes.
Okay.
To the showdown last night. Afterthoughts: LeBron versus Zion, part 1 of several more to come. Of course, LeBron James 40 points last night. He was spectacular.
You know what he did? He said, "Ain't no passing the torch tonight." But
I like your torch.
Yeah.
I like your torch, but I ain't. That's what I told you guys. That's what happens. And then what happens is the guy that's up and coming, the young fella that's coming on in, they will often get mad because they feel like you're supposed to just pass the torch because that's what they led to believe. Man, he acting funny with me. He ain't passing the torch. No. Remember when Jordan first played Kobe, he gave his speech. He said how many points he scored on Kobe. When you first play that guy and go against that guy, you name me the guy that knocked the other guy head off the first time they played. That's few and far in between. Remember Kobe Bryant in the playoffs versus Utah Jazz? Remember the 2 air balls?
Jimmy, he was a youngster then, Jim.
I'm just saying, but I mean, just coming in, I'm saying it don't happen like that. That's the fairy tale story. Many people would want it to be like that. Remember Allen Iverson when he came and crossed Jordan over? Yeah, that was good. But MJ let him know who was the man. Yeah, look, okay, youngster. But
you know what's so interesting about Zion, and I done came to the conclusion now because people talking about he got to lose this, he got to lose. Jimmy, let me tell you something. Now I don't even think he should lose weight. Try stopping him like that. Man, did you see how high he jumped over Dwight Howard, your best friend?
Yeah, and grab that rebound.
I mean, I said, wow. It was just, let me tell you something, man. I'm loving this team, but they should have won that game. They needed that game. And if they expect to gain ground on Memphis, but I'm loving what I see with the kid. Kid had 29 points. I mean, he could score at will. Jimmy, he got in his spots, and Jimmy, they not running nothing from him. They run a couple of pin downs from him. They not running nothing for him. He getting his out the dirt. And let me tell you something, Jimmy. I'm going to tell you what a lot of people are not saying because they don't like his dad. Him and Lonzo got a great chemistry together. Great chemistry together. It's I like every time he spin, Lonzo got the ball right there to him. So I'm loving it. What else you got?
And also speaking of LeBron, that's the 65th time that he scored 40 points or more in his career. And of Zion, 29 points, 6 rebounds. That's his 9th game with 20 plus points, right? And so that was a good matchup for those. Also, want to give a shout out to we mentioned Westbury High School, but I didn't mention is that Westbury High School, shout out to you guys. That's their first time in the playoffs, Hatter, in 16 years.
Who that?
Westbury.
Oh,
they had made playoffs in 16 years.
Yes.
And shout out to them. Also, give a shout out to Hampshire Fournette High School pull up that win. Taji Rito, he played on that Beaumont Ozan State Championship team back with Kendrick Perkins back in 2001. And he has accumulated 25 wins in his first season as head coach. The school had only won 20 games combined over the past 5 years. So shout out to over the Hampshire Fournette and coach. I'm just giving a few shout outs.
Yeah.
I hadn't gotten to.
And I got a little NBA tidbit. We'll get off the air, Jimmy. That coronavirus is affecting people's livelihood. Jason Randall and others are in limbo because of the Chinese Basketball Federation has got them on hold. It's several NBA teams want to sign Jason Randall to a 10-day contract, but the Chinese Basketball Federation won't release them because they're waiting to see if play resumes. So they won't release them so he can be able to play. So that coronavirus is affecting how it what even happens over here in America. So that's that. So Jimmy, we'll be back tomorrow. We got some more tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow. And speaking of that coronavirus, the Olympics is in limbo of being canceled. They will make a decision right at the beginning of May. That's when the decision is expected to officially be announced. But the Olympics, yes, is in Tokyo. But remember now, Japan has some deaths already as a result of the coronavirus. And this thing is very serious. And on Yahoo this morning, they put an article out saying that giving people informatives on how to prepare because it's not ruled out that an outbreak could occur in our homeland. So not to meant to scare you guys, I'm meant to go and educate.
We didn't want to hear that.
Get you to go to educate yourselves. And I'm saying because
so what you telling us to do? What we need to do then?
Educate yourselves. Go and check on it and read up while you online. Go and read up and check and make sure. Stay tuned. It's kind of like the weather report. Right. You know, if I'm telling you to go rain, go check the weather. You check at your own risk. But don't go and act like it's just somebody unless you want to go and rely on your president to inform you and let you know when it's time to do it, then that's on you. But other than that,
about it.
That's what I got for you guys.
What you got?
I got for you guys.
Yeah.
These are tickets to the state tournament.
Hush your mouth.
And guess what I'm gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Tune in tomorrow, because I'm gonna give some of these jokers away. This for the girls' state tournament that will be held in San Antonio. And hell, if Summer Creek wins this weekend, I might throw them all in there. We might have a party. I might go and get some more, baby. Hey, but anyway, on behalf of Rob, it's time to slide on down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing. Thanks so much, guys, for you tuning in. Shout out to you guys in the Boom Boom Room. And I see you on there, Chris Gary, and of course, a lot of Todd Biley and a lot of other people over in the YouTube feed right now. Shout out to you guys. Thanks so much for keeping the comments going and flowing. On behalf of Robert Adler, it's myself, Jim Hicks, baby. See you in 22 hours. We up out of here. Time for date night for me, baby. Chop, chop.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop.